This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. Hey everybody, it's Meso.
And James, Mr. Sunday Moving.
We're doing Caravan of Garbage.
It's good to be back doing Caravan of Garbage,
It's
Mason.
good to be back doing one that is total garbage, that is genuinely bad.
And it's also us returning to a Star Wars TV series that we previously looked at, and this episode is somehow worse and more
Absolutely.
and more boring.
Well, see, I remember the first one being okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what we said about it. That's the thing. They're also completely unmemorable. But I was like, all right, I'll watch another one of these just to see. And I feel like we were both subjected. I felt I was subjected to it. And so I'm like, James, you got to watch this one as well. Because you were like, hey, you should watch this because it's got a guy in it called Jan and Solo's about a guy called Han.
Exactly.
And that's the link, apparently.
No. When we did the last one, there was a character that was very similar to that of Rey.
Yes.
And we kind of had this theory that, hey, they seem to be stealing stuff or borrowing stuff from droids and then putting it into the more modern movies. And this episode definitely has a bit of that. But this time around, I thought we need a Han parallel. So first of all, got a few things. His name's Jan.
Is it Jan or Jan?
Might be Jan.
Could be Jan.
But also some people call Han Solo Han. So, it's all up in the air.
Absolutely.
There's also, he wears a vest.
He's got great hair.
Yes. He's deep down got a heart of gold, and there's a moment where they're like, that's going to be your undoing, which was Han Solo's undoing.
He doesn't get enough screen time. Instead, it's given to a bunch of garbage droids.
That's right.
It's also a common factor with Han Solo.
And also, there's a rare and expensive explosive item, which ties into the new movie somehow, Mason.
Does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so. Anyway, why don't you kick off this story?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you think that these things are a coincidence, or do you think it's genuine theft? Or is it just a coincidence because these are just weird common tropes?
I don't know. Maybe we'll decide at the end.
Okay, we'll do it at the end. Okay, so we're doing Droids. This is episode 5, season 1 of Droids.
Mm-hmm.
Was there only one season? I don't know. It's irrelevant. And basically, they spend the series like trying to find different masters so they can perform their droidly duties, right?
Yeah.
And so in this one, so it's C-3PO and R2-D2. A droid you love and a droid you tolerate. Which is which, who knows? They arrive at the planet Tynes Hawkeye.
It looks like just another
Looks
desert
Tatooine.
planet.
Are
Are they all Tatooine? I mean, we've only seen 2.
Well, apparently this is the town is called Tynes Hawkeye.
Right.
So maybe it's on Tatooine. Maybe
Okay.
they're shuttling around Tatooine. Maybe they just drew the background boards and they're like, we don't want to draw another planet, so it's just going to be desert from now on. Maybe we'll dip it in bleach later and make it a snow planet. But I don't know. Anyway, they're like, "Oh, it's time to get a new master. We'll be doing what we've always wanted to do." And then they basically just dish pigs and waiters at a diner.
At a diner.
A diner called Dudnik's Cafe. And the proprietor of Dudnik's Cafe is Dudnik, who is Dexter Jetster.
Yeah, I mean, he's mean Dexter Jetster.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not... What colour's Dexter? Greyish?
Yeah.
He's not greyish.
He might be purple.
But that's the thing,
know.
he's a weird, giant, mean, four-armed guy. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, maybe it's just... Hey, how would a diner manager be weird?
Yeah.
4 arms? Sure. He's got to move a lot of stuff around.
And I think we also mentioned this last time. There's so much stuff in the Star Wars universe. You're bound to repeat at some point.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway,
they're just waiting tables at this place.
but mostly just dropping soup on people.
Almost this show, and it was less so in the first episode we watched, but this episode in particular, it's just people falling over things. Like, that's the humor, and you can't see it, but I'm doing inverted commas. The humor of this episode, it's just an endless array of people just falling over. They're tripping over their own feet. They're tripping over droids' feet.
They're tripping over others.
They're tripping over nothing, and and that's the punchline every time, followed by a little bit of incidental music that's like wah 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 wah.
It also gets them out of situations a lot.
Yeah.
It's like mostly by accident, but they'll be like, someone will have a blaster on them and it's like, oh no! And then they'll accidentally trip and the blaster will get dropped. Or whatever.
Right. So anyway, they get fired almost immediately.
Yeah.
So you think, well, that's the end of what's happening at this cafe.
You wouldn't fire a droid. You'd just sell them or rip the parts out of them,
turn them into a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Literally a dishwasher.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. What? You're not paying them either.
You could just... Exactly. You could just drill their feet to the floor in front of a sink and just have them wash dishes.
Yeah. You could drill them to the front of the floor outside the cafe and entice customers in.
That's true.
Yeah, but he didn't do any of these things. He fired them. So they go off to sell themselves. But in the meantime, at the back of the cafe, there's a like a weird Mad Max reject kind of guy.
Can we call him Cyclops Grindley?
We can call him Cyclops
Because
Grindley.
he looks like Hoggus Grindley from Captain Planet with a Cyclops visor.
His real name is Solag Den, but we're going to call him Cyclops Grimley. Right. But he's like the local crime boss who does all his business in a cafe. He's like, if you've ever been you walk into a food court and you see like a job interview taking place, that's the level of crime boss he is. Just like, so you got your resume there? Okay. Did you want Did you want a milkshake or a donut or something? Anyway, what's your greatest strength? Anyway, he's in there up the back. A bounty hunter shows up and called Klebzeluk. There's too many names.
God, okay.
I know. And he offers him 40,000 keshels.
So it's not credits.
It's keshels.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty thing.
Doesn't it,
Like
though?
a made-up currency.
Yeah.
It's all made up. But,
Or a pop star.
Or a pop star, yeah.
But 40,000 keshes.
That's good, probably.
Yeah, it's heaps. To find a guy before IG-88 finds the guy.
And I'm thinking, I can't wait to see IG-88
I wonder what he looks like in animation. I wonder what cool blaster he's got. Spoiler alert, he's not in it at all, even for a second. He's mentioned a lot.
He is.
He's the Kaiser Soze of this.
Boy, is he.
Only in the sense that he never shows up.
This is a real anti-Chekhov's IG-88 situation.
Really
You can't
is.
mention IG-88, then not have him turn up and kill somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boo.
It's ridiculous.
It's a great episode thus far, though.
Sure.
But anyway, so Cyclops Grimley's like, okay, I'll find him. Even though I'm a crime boss, I also...
Do my own legwork, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway...
Well, he's got a henchman. He's got
he's
one
got a henchman. Yeah.
henchman.
Anyway, the bounty hunter's like, sure, I'll find him. No problem. Anyway, then the droids go to an auction block.
They take themselves there.
Yeah, they just march themselves to an auction block and then just auction. Again, they like, we're going to sell ourselves. But like, again, what's stopping somebody going, yep, I'll buy those too?
Yeah.
And, okay, where's my power drill? I'm going to take them apart and then I'll crush their brains and then I'll recycle their parts for plumbing.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? But they're idiots, so whatever. So then they get purchased by the hero of the piece, Jan Tosh.
Yeah.
The beautiful vest-wearing Jan Tosh.
Very similar to Han Solo.
And then he also buys an android, a work android.
Yeah.
And there's never an explanation as to why a droid is different from an android.
No. I mean, they don't seem to like the android.
No.
But the android, it turns out, is more important than nothing.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, but what I'm saying is why are they calling him an android and not a droid?
Yeah, good question.
There's no difference.
I guess because he's part cybernetic, or they think he is Mason, or he's IG-88. He's not.
He's neither of those, is he? Yeah, right? I mean, I was definitely like, well, there's something up with this weird silent android. Maybe it's because maybe androids are dumb.
Yeah,
maybe they don't talk.
potentially,
Maybe that's
yeah.
it. Okay, we've solved it.
Great.
Right. Anyway, so the bad guys show up, the bounty hunter and the big dumbass guy show up, and they're like, you know what, the android, it's just the guy. It's the guy who's got a mask on. So
just to clarify, it's the guy that the bounty hunter is after. That's the guy who's the 40,000 keshels.
The bounty
it's
himself.
It's not an android. It's the guy.
Yeah. Anyway, they get the Jan and the droids get on a big old General Grievous wheel bike.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the pieces are falling into place here a
That's
little
what I'm
bit. It does seem a little... But, I mean, that implies that people are watching this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
That Lucasfilm creative types are like, hey, we need some new ideas for these films. Just watch the old stuff. There's probably some gold
But the thing is, a lot of the people that work there, they've all seen this shit. They grew up on it.
I guess so.
Yeah, just because we don't like it because it's crap and we only watch it for money for this show.
Right.
Doesn't mean that-
some dumbasses couldn't also watch it for much more money.
Yeah,
That's what you're
exactly.
saying? I guess you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they get on a wheel bike.
Yep.
And there's a fun old chase sequence.
Good.
Does anything memorable happen in it?
One of them falls off or something. I don't know.
I bet one of them falls off, yeah. I bet C-3PO falls off.
No, I think it's the bad guy falls off.
He probably falls off,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Anyway, we'll put a montage over this. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, they drive out.
Don't promise fun.
Yeah, that's all right. It's
It'll
dangerous.
be. How about that? Just
Yeah,
like-
it'll certainly be, won't it? It'll
Yeah.
be a video of some sort. Anyway, they drive out. They avoid the bad guys. They end up back at the mine that is operated by Jan's uncle, Putch.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's call him Wilford Brimley.
yeah,
because he looks exactly
he's
like
just
him.
Wilford Brimley. He's just an old West prospector.
That's it.
Played by Wilford Brimley.
And again, he talks about Jan because he sent him out to get a mining droid, but instead he brought back an android that's not an android, a useless butler robot, and a bin with wheels.
Correct. All the greats.
And he's like, hey, your good nature is going to be the end of you, Han, or whatever your name is.
Right.
Which again, that's what happens to Han Solo. His good nature, sometimes it gets him into a great situation where he helps blow up a Death Star and he gets a medal and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm the best. And other times, he gets murdered.
That's very true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is his downfall.
Yeah, no, right.
I think it's important, though, that Uncle Wilfred Brimley, the most important thing about that character is he gets angry and he kicks R2-D2 and then he farts.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that.
Uh-huh.
I rewound it. It definitely 100% happens.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we'll put that on his tombstone. Those two things. Anyway, they quickly discover that the android is this guy, this bounty, this guy, and he's mute and he's an idiot.
Yes.
Evidently. But the uncle just sets him to work in the mines.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, why wouldn't you?
But it turns out
Life's cheap in the mines.
But he's really good at being in the mines.
Yeah, right.
He saves the uncle's life. Mm-hmm. He lifts some big things.
Yeah, and I mean, if all disadvantaged people had to do to gain the respect of the more privileged was to save their life constantly.
Yeah. And work in a mine.
Yeah, life would be better, wouldn't it?
Yes.
In the meantime, back at Dudnik's, back at the cafe, the big henchman shows Cyclops Grindley just a sample of the element Nergon.
Yes.
Some of them, which is the most powerful, unstable mineral of them all, because they use it to make proton torpedoes, probably, or something.
Again, there's a very similar story element in Solo, a Star Wars story, now in theaters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do they call it Nergon?
Yes. No.
Okay, I was going to say, because that'd be a definitive link if they were like, yeah, we got this Nergon.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Grindley's got a mining operation because he's the crime boss, and he's like, look what we found in your mines. We found the Nergon. We discovered the Nergon, and he's like, great. I'm gonna gather up all the Nergon. I'm gonna work my workforce to the bone, dig up all the Nergon, sell it to the Empire.
Yeah,
I'm
good work.
An absolute dog of a bloke, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, as luck would have it, Jan and the droids just enter the cafe again with the main man, with the bounty.
Yes.
The dude.
And also then they're saved by someone called Jessica.
Yeah.
Who shows up, who then promptly disappears.
She's in the next episode.
Okay,
Spoilers.
right, okay.
Just so you know, that's what we call a little foreshadowing.
For an episode we'll never watch.
Correct. What's Jessica Mead's adventure? Who cares? Why is her name Jessica also?
Good question.
How do they determine who gets a normal name like Luke and who gets a wacky name like Dexter Jetster?
George Lucas just going mad over a period of decades.
I guess that's true.
Also, Jessica has a little stun prod,
yes,
which turns up in The Last Jedi. Rose uses one.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Mason. It's all connected. If you think it's not connected, you've lost it, mate.
Don't we also see the stun prod in... We see it in Rogue One.
It's in Rogue One as well,
yeah. Okay, right.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right, okay. So anyway, Cyclops Grindley's just like, all right, get him. And then there's a fight. And a lot of people fall over.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
people
great.
are tripping over everything, right?
It's very funny.
Yeah. Then Grindley gets the upper hand. He captures Jan Solo, the alien dude, the droids. He puts him to work in the mines.
His mines.
Yes.
There's 2 mines. And it turns out that the alien guy is really a prince from his home planet.
Correct.
And that's why that guy is paying 40,000 Skablarklans so he can bring him back and save his people. Yeah.
So basically, he's presented with the royal scepter of his royal family, and he immediately gains back his mental faculties and like a sweet scepter that shoots lasers or whatever it does.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. He's the rightful head of the throne, and he explains, if I remember correctly, that he lost his memory thanks to the magic of an evil vizier.
Oh yeah, who we never meet.
But maybe it's in the next episode, which we'll never watch.
Or a previous episode.
Which we'll also never watch. Anyway, the evil vizier has taken the throne for himself.
Yeah.
Again, I guess on another... Who cares?
Yeah, right.
Another planet?
Another sand planet.
Yeah, I guess. All this sand is mine now.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, they're like, we'll just escape the mines, I guess, because, like, there's deadly gas
from
being
that,
released in the mines.
Because of that element they unearthed, the rare one that he's going to sell to the Emperor.
The Nergon.
The Nergon. It's poisonous and very explosive, and yet the guy who's a miner... who runs, not a minor, he's presumably over 18, but who runs this mining operation.
Did you write that joke before this?
No, I didn't. That's just a good joke.
Was it always back in the back of your mind?
It's always ready.
You're like, at some point I got to say, I'm ready. I'm an hair trigger.
That's why I picked this episode.
Yeah. And we're all almost out of the mining scene. So you're like, oh God, here we go.
But this guy doesn't know that this rare element that he's going to sell can explode.
Yeah, he's blissfully unaware of this. He's just like, well, it must only explode when you put it in a proton torpedo or something.
Yeah.
Why are you in the mining business?
Good question.
That's an occupational health and safety nightmare. If it wasn't also a mob boss that works out of a cafe, he'd be run out of this town.
He has a headquarters as well.
Yeah,
he can do all his mob stuff from a headquarters.
Yeah. Anyway, all the droids, they fight their way past all the mining robots and whatever's.
Pratfalls galore.
There's so many pratfalls. At one point, I think there's a weird rescue attempt, like there's R2-D2 falls into a pit, and he's about to be killed by a steamroller, and then our friend with the magic scepter dives in and rescues him.
Yeah,
it's pretty incredible.
It's high octane.
It's incredible in the sense that it's incredible that they thought this would entertain children in 1985, I guess. Maybe it did, though.
Maybe.
There must have been good stuff from back then, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's to say?
Yeah. And then they break into his office.
Yes.
He's got an office there, and he's just like... And Grindley's just like, all right, I'm going to abandon you guys. I'm going to leave all of you. I'm going to take my Nergon, and I'm going to escape and make all the money for myself.
As the facility is about to explode.
Exactly, yeah. And then that's when his henchman turns on him because he realizes that he's going to be out of money.
Well, he runs out of the room and then they chase him.
Yes.
And then there's 3 branching pathways and they all split up to find him.
Yes.
And C-3PO and R2-D2 find him. And then they have a bit of a punch-up, sort of. Is that what happens?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, his henchman turns, sorry.
The henchman turns up, and he's just like, and he's furious. He turns on Grindley. The droids knock out Grindley. They deliver him to the nearest security station.
Yeah.
The cop shop. And then he's just like...
They cut his throat and left him in the desert.
Oh, that'd be so good. That's what we need. We need somebody to make it like a behind-the-scenes droids where they're just getting up to all the stuff they should be getting up to. They're definitely getting up to, right? Yeah. And then... Mon Julpa, who's the king, the prince, the missing prince, he's like, oh, so grateful. I'm back, baby. I'm gonna go back to my home planet
and beat that vizier to death.
Poochie style. I'm gonna go back to my home planet. I've ruined this enough. I've ruined this franchise enough. It's time for me to float up into space and regain my throne.
And boy, does he.
Does he? I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. Oh, also, so the guy who's dead in the desert, his mine explodes, and as a result of that, Uncle Wilfred Brimley's mine is revealed to also have that rare element.
That's right.
So he's rich.
He's rich.
Also.
Yep.
And then they all kick each other accidentally or something, and they fall over. And
God, I love slapstick.
And then it's the end, I guess.
How did you feel about this?
It's bad and crap.
Do you feel as robbed as I felt when you made me watch it initially?
And that's so. Normally, how we do this is one of us watches it and tells the other person.
Yeah.
But
and we both agree that it's bad. Only one of us having the full amount of information.
Yeah.
But I absolutely insisted you watch this,
and I hate you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's not good. It's worse than the other one. I mean,
do you think it's a quality arc? Like, do you think it's a dip? Do you think the first one was the best episode? Like, they put the most thought into the first episode?
It would seem so, I guess. I mean, but then again, maybe if I saw this first, I'd think the other one was better. Because they're both bad and they're both set in a desert.
Yes.
So there's nothing really, maybe I just have more fondness for the last one. Because I saw it first. And I'd never seen it before.
And there was a novelty value.
Yeah, but this is no good. And I can understand why, I don't know, they didn't keep making this forever.
Here's the thing, though. It is terrible. Would you recommend people watch it?
No.
But just to see how terrible it is.
No.
I think it's gone all the way. For me, it's gone all the way around in a loop. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
Just to see how bad this is.
Right.
Well, and then watch the next episode of this to see the return of the king and the return of the great Jessica Mead.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so this is Caravan of Garbage. I hope you...
didn't kill yourself after you watched this.
We do videos here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We also have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows every Monday. You can also find that at thegreatplanetbroadcasting.com. That's right, I said
It's just
great.
called planetbroadcasting.com. It's not called. It's not the Great Planet Broadcasting.
No.
It's not like the Facebook.com.
No, it's absolutely not. But you can check out a bunch of stuff there. If you've got
At thegreatplanetbroadcasting.com.
If you've got something to recommend that you'd like us to look at, a comic or a video game or a book or a TV show or whatever, please do so in the
Drop
comments.
us a line.
And what did you think of this? Was it any good? Obviously not, but you can have an opinion also, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you think it's good, no, you're entitled to that opinion. It's fine.
But you're wrong.
Yeah.
Also, if you're watching the audio version, there is a video version.
How would I watch the audio version?
You can watch the
I could watch the wave.
You can watch the wave.
I watch the wave. If you're surfing that wave, cool cats, there's a video version also.
Hang 10 over to the video version. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Grab that gym, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. What a bad thing.
It's so... I don't understand. But I'm compelled. I kind of want to watch... I kind of hope that people demand we watch another one.
Yeah.
So we have to watch the next one.
We've got to find a parallel to the next Star Wars film.
That's true.
And we'll come back.
It was... So, you still recording?
Look, this is the recording. Yeah. What else do you have to say?
I'm just saying. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right that it was a weird rip-off. Yeah. I'll never admit it, though.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.